Hej, hallå, I'm Kråkan, also known as Corvus Cornick. So welcome to Class Movie Rambles, where I talk about old movies that I found in my class while cleaning. This week's movie is The Mouse Detective, and it's about 1 hour and 11 minutes long. And the movie starts in London in 1897, where Flaversam, a toy maker, gives his daughter a little toy dancing ballerina, and not long after that, he gets kidnapped by a bat. And then cutting to Dr. Dawson, he arrives in London and he finds this girl, Olivia, the toy maker's daughter, in a shoe. Probably should have told you this, but this is a story about small mice. So yeah. So Dawson and Olivia goes down to find Basil, the master detective, to help them out with the case. They get to Baker Street and they arrive, and the maid helps them out a bit. And then Basil arrives in disguise, and he's trying to cracking a case, but he gets depressed because there's something with the bullets that don't match the markings on it. So he starts to play the violin, and he's really sad. And then Olivia presents the case, and he realized that this case is really about his arch enemy Rottigan, which is basically a big rat. And he realized that the person, or the bat that kidnapped Olivia's father, was Fidget the bat, and it moves on from there, and then cutting to the main bad guy Rottigan in his evil lair. And then Rottigan hands Fidget a to-do list on what to do, and then there's a dance and singing number where he explains how he's gonna take over the Mouse Kingdom by becoming king of it somehow. And during this dance number, one of the drunkard mouse gets fed to his pet cat Felicia because he has a pet cat. And then Basil goes to get Toby, which is Sherlock Holmes' dog. So basically, the mouse detective and Sherlock Holmes live in the same world, because reasons again, I guess. So meanwhile, this is happening. Fidget robs a toy store to get some uniforms, and Basil, Olivia, and Dawson arrives, and there's a chase, and somehow Olivia manages to get kidnapped by Fidget. And Basil gets a new lead by analyzing the to-do list that Fidget dropped, somehow leading back to the fact that he's a seedy character and there's something to do with salt water, and that leads them down to the pub area down at the docks. So Dawson and Basil arrives at this seedy bar in disguise, and Dawson gets drugged because he's not careful with his drink. And there is a bar fight that ensues because he's well drunk, and they manage to follow Fidget down into the sewers, and there they fall right into Rottigan's trap, and Rottigan takes Olivia on his ship as a hostage along with his father. And there's this plan where it's kind of convoluted, but Flaversam, the toy maker, he made a mock-up robot of the queen the real queen gets taken, and they use the robot in order to fool the crowd into making Rottigan a king. But the thing is, Basil and Dawson manage to escape, and they arrive just in time to stop the whole thing. And the whole thing leads into a chase where Rottigan tries to escape on his Zeppelin, and they follow him with some balloons because reasons, and they crash into the Big Ben where there's a big fight between Rottigan and Basil managed to get on top and managed to save the day. And the whole thing leads to basically Dawson and Basil working together on the case, just like Sherlock Holmes and I guess the real Dawson did. So what do I think about this movie? It's a really good movie. I like it a lot. I actually grew up with this movie. It's a little strange to see the English original version when you have the Swedish dub nailed into your head. Like, remember, I've seen this movie a lot of times, and I actually remember it being a lot longer. But I don't think that kids today will actually enjoy this movie because it hasn't aged that well. It has some jokes that probably will fly over the heads of kids, but maybe if you are a little older, just feeling nostalgic, it's a good movie to watch. Remember the good old days. So anyway, thanks for listening and watching, and take care.